In this video, we will talk about neoclassical style and how this style is applied into nowadays kitchens. First of all, let's talk about the elements that form the neoclassical style: cabinetry and millwork. Use mahogany, walnut, or cherry wood. Use inset doors with classic Greek key molding or other intricate applied classical molding. Style and rail doors with curved raised panels or detailed glass and Monton or mullion cabinet doors are common, with classical white or off-white or other pale color finishes. Hardware and fixtures. Formal hardware is used in polished brass or brushed pewter or other intricate metal work with classically inspired curves. Countertops. Use laminate or solid surface countertops that simulate a natural material with detailed edges or natural stones in a polished finish. Delicate and patterned tiles can be used as accents. Floors. Wood parquet patterns, simple square vinyl, ceramic or stone tiles, usually black and white, are common. Walls. Plaster or paneled walls, often with wainscoting, either wood, toned or painted a typical color. Elaborate door and window molding are used. Ceilings and lighting. Plaster ceilings with crown moldings are common. For lighting, pewter or brass traditional candelabra fixtures are used. Colors. Red, blue, yellow, green, primarily as muted pastels, along with gray and black are used. Representative motifs. Greek and Roman classically inspired motifs. Stripes, ribbons, classical medallions and garlands are common. Fabrics. Satin, damask, brocade, velvet, moire, tapestry, and pattern skills from the Far East are used. Accents and accessories. Use brass and gold metals to trim countertops, fine Chinese porcelains and other from the Far East. The neoclassical styles or neoclassic styles from the end of 18th and early 19th centuries developed in Italy. Young architects from throughout Europe, predominantly men, traveled there as a part of grand tour experience to see, draw, and eventually copy the architectural elements and designs they found for the exteriors, interiors, and furnishings of royalty and the prosperous estate owners of the respective countries. Several variations of the neoclassic style emerged as a result of the discoveries. The styles were primarily in France, Louis XVI, and England, Robert Adam, which in turn influenced design and designers and cabinet makers throughout Europe and eventually North America. These styles evolved in the 19th century as English Regency in England and Napoleon introduced it as French Empire style in France, also including some of the Egyptian motifs. These neoclassical styles eventually developed into the somewhat simpler Swedish neoclassic and Scandinavian neoclassic. We will talk about those styles in the next lessons. These neoclassical influences spread to America from the later part of 18th into the early 19th century with the American Federal and Empire styles and Greek Revival architecture, which developed in the early 19th century as the country grew and prospered. These are most notably rather non-specific late 18th century versions incorporating both French and English elements. Because the variations were so similar, it is often difficult to distinguish them, so the term neoclassic is often used to the same style. Today, because of the classical origins and proximity to the elements and principles of design, the neoclassic influence continues to be incorporated in kitchens, along with other aspects of the exterior and interior architecture and design. The neoclassic influence takes several forms when used in interiors, as there are several style interpretations. Probably the most commonly used of these neoclassical styles currently is a version that is difficult to distinguish, specifically often simply called neoclassical for this reason. It incorporates aspects of the French Louis XVI style and English cabinet makers Robert Adam. They use similar elements, rectangles, symmetry, and pilasters, colors, pale yellow, green, peach, white, and motifs, classical moldings, geometric shapes, as interpreted in a neoclassical inspired kitchen, and a similar interpretation of the neoclassic style is found in the Swedish and Scandinavian versions, which additionally use the subtle gray or blue and white. In the next lessons, we will talk about these styles.